hurt in a fight. We'll see how he handles the power of Klychko. Devin Vargas, Klychko back in September, took care of Chris Arreola.
Well, he's elected to take his time and stay on the outside and maybe trying first round. They're both getting used to each other because go until you get in there and actually throw punches and test them out. So right now, you know, Vitaly Klychko, it looks like he's walking him down, keeping that left hand out in front.
Judges that will score this fight, right hand by Klychko.
Because of the fact that, you know, Vitaly has a good straight right and he doesn't want to get hit by that too much.
Even though he's a shorter man, maybe a little better his actual jabbing reach than Klitschko's.
It's a huge step up in class.
Now I know sometimes he usually sticks that jab out there and nice and straight, trying to work that jab. Kevin Johnson looks really comfortable in there. He's taking his time. You know, he's not getting hit too much. One thing he's doing is laying against the rope.
Johnson tapped him to the body.
And here you see Klitschko's early aggression. He's, you know, he's in punching range right now. He's not really doing too much, just trying to get in that left jab. You know, there's not too much power behind those punches. Most of those punches are arm punches.
Round number 2 after a very slow-paced first round.
Again, Vitaly's pawing with that left jab. He's not throwing it. He's elected just to throw that left jab.
Klychko tries to get that long right hand in there.
See, this is where Kevin Johnson needs to take the advantage of that.
Like later rounds that one or the other of the fighters could win big.
Klychko threw in a good body shot, got a right hand in. Wait for you. What would you do if you're Vitaly Klychko?
Well, if I was Vitaly Klychko, I would try and work a combination, obviously ending off with a right hand, knowing that, you know, that's where he's got open. So
these early rounds are dress rehearsals for the later rounds for Klychko, and that he...
A range of punches. Most of his punches are straight, trying to throw a left hook in there and a right hand to the body too much. But I think some body punches will help him.
See the CompuBox numbers to this point. Johnson really hasn't thrown much of anything. Nice combination there by Klychko. Brings some more. Jab here with 10 seconds to go in the second round. End of round number 2.
You see a Klychko left, double left actually, pretty sparingly with his punches, overhand right. This is where Kevin Johnson needs to take that advantage, because when Klychko comes across with that right hand, his whole body's forward.
We haven't had a running of the bulls from either guy, although Klychko has controlled things as we start round number 3.
Have to take more chances. Problem is, it's 10 rounds to win on points.
The way out Klitschko's throwing that right hand is really not a lot of power behind it, as vigorous as it should be coming. It's really just being put out there and scoring points.
Something that's bothering you, what should Klychko be doing?
Oh, should be more offsetting it by throwing more jabs, more hooks, working that left hand a little bit more, and then try and place it in there. You see
how difficult Vitaly is to reach with a jab.
Pin every time he throws that jab, because tall, long, he stays back on that back foot, and reaches any kind of attack, he's got that back foot ready to step out. Holding back as much as he's holding back. I don't really see Johnson trying to counterpunch too much like he should be. So maybe he could be a little tired.
Chance of a lifetime, a guy who is really stepping up in class, and a chance.
And here in his first big fight against a big, strong guy, it's understandable he might not start fast offensively, kind of shape the...
Not to be standing still. He should be moving and not making himself such an easy target. Laying against the ropes is the wrong thing to do. Yeah, we'll see a couple right hands by Klychko here. And this is Johnson countering. Very effective punch. He should counter not only with one hand, but two. Throw that right hand and maybe a hook after.
12-rounder, Vitaly Klychko and Kevin Johnson.
First, Vitaly Klychko. You know, Bob, Kevin Johnson's doing his usual thing, laying on the ropes. Now he just keeps touching him with that left jab. Sometimes he throws a left hook like he did there, and he drops the right hand down on him. And
see, he's finding it really difficult to actually land. He's up on the jab, they're hitting air. He may be well advised to start throwing that jab to Klitschko's body more often.
Like, so you think that Johnson's awkwardness and that That head movement that you've talked about, do you think he's frustrating?
Differences, and they need to get used to them. Kevin Johnson's getting used to. Sometimes you think he's there, and then when you punch, he's not.
Kلیچکو, not only did it land, Kلیچکو was forced to reset.
Avoiding those right hands from Kلیچکو. Tries to counter with a right hand.
Cause some damage, a cut or something.
He's actually taunting a guy who's beating him. Right hand from Kلیچکو. End of round 4.
See Kevin Johnson's cockiness, his belief in himself. Sometimes as fighters you get the sense they're trying to convince themselves. And it makes Kevin Johnson...
Rounds 4 and 5. Because there is open scoring here. Right hand by Kلیچکو. A big puncher against much lesser competition. But he's got to be falling behind big on the scorecard.
Well, I mean, if he loses this round, there's something developing on Kلیچko's right eye. And Johnson does have a dangerous jab. But he has been learning.
Just 15 amateur fights by former NBA star Darryl Dawkins.
Vitaly trying to place that right hand, trying to find a spot for it.
Last time a Vitaly Kلیچko fight went the distance, and
he makes Vitaly miss, gets him out of position, and then doesn't make him pay.
Aye. You know, he needs to be throwing a lot more punches.
Yank right hand.
Kلیچko, when Vitaly Kلیچko lost to Chris Bird, frustrating kind of fight that...
Temperament is to be defensive. Doesn't he need to try to put a little bit more pressure on Kلیچko?
Well, he's still conserving a lot of energy right now. He's coming out with different sometimes right hand. There we've seen earlier in the round, he tried a leaping left hook. And this is what he needs to do. He needs to throw those type of punches. Even I haven't seen him throw a good right hand yet.
Johnson's been relaxed, seems pretty confident. Let's go through the uppercut with Johnson leaning down.
Lunging left hook by Johnson. Kلیچko coming back with his own right.
Round number 7 with Vitaly Kلیچko and Kevin Johnson. Let's see how Harold Letterman...
Nobody just keeps touching him with that left jab. Got to get a lot busier. He had a Vitaly finally threw a nice uppercut, which, as you see, takes him on the ropes.
See Kلیچko starting to get a little wild here.
To let your hands go a little bit.
But without much action, it's kind of interesting.
No, it's not over. Anything can happen right now, and to throw his own jab right after that.
And Chris Arreola
taking this fight to a certain place, but does he have limited competition? His latest knockout came in the 6th round.
Well, any boxer that wants to attempt to box any of the Kلیچko brothers have to make sure they're in great shape. And most of the guys that box them are only in great shape up to the 5th round. And then after that, now, you can only tell that if he's been doing the training for that.
Kind of go into automatic mode and just outbox them. And here he is in more of a chess match.
Well, and just steps around him and pot shots him. And maybe try and get Kevin Johnson out of here. Kلیچko setting up for a right hand. He throws a...
Yeah, it really didn't start until he was 18 years of age.
Natural to him.
Well, let me ask you this. At what point, 20-0-1, you're getting the chance of a lifetime, you just go for it. You might not get another shot like this for a while.
You know, from round 1, you know, he needs to take advantage of it. Taking his time, looking for that opening.
They're scoring.
Even be competitive here. Kلیچko's going to have to hurt his shoulder, as we discussed earlier.
Well rested on a flight home with a loss.
Can you imagine, no matter how cocky he is, he has to wonder, do I really belong on this level? At the top level, he can kind of stay in there against a top fighter, maybe the top fighter in the world at the moment.
Kلیچko in a better groove in this round.
Person's corner to stop the fight. In this fight, he's not getting that opportunity to really, because he's not hitting Kevin Johnson as much. So it makes for a difficult fight for him.
Man, Bob, I mean, you have to give Klitschko credit for that. Game plan or start to fall apart.
Gotta know in your mind that you've got this fight in control on the scorecards. How would you ride out these last 4 rounds?
Well, at this point, I would fight when somebody's fighting back. Kevin Johnson's not doing anything right now.
He took a 4-year layoff, came back at the age of 37, and another undefeated fighter in Kevin Johnson every round.
For a fight like that, but in his position,
Haven't found the round to give Kevin Johnson and pounded him with the straight right hand.
Might have Kevin Johnson up by 9 or 10 rounds at this point.
he needs to really step it up right now.
Yeah, again, he needs to. He's demonstrated it.
Klitschko taps him with a right hand to the body. One jab from Johnson, and then cover up.
Kevin Johnson has to stop making this look like a sparring session, where the person that's doing all the work.
I guess if the objective, he's doing a pretty good job.
I mean, if you're in the gym sparring against a big guy and you're saying, okay, I'm not trying to get hit by this big guy, but you have to wage some type of offense, practice your offense. And
we saw guys not quite exactly with the physical profile as you, Lennox, but Tucker. And the better athlete was your desire self in these moments in fights, seems to me.
Put some hurt on him. Meanwhile, Vitaly's throwing his punches. Keep on doing what I'm doing. Try and make his survival, like Max says, impose my will on him.
And so far, as vulnerable as Klitschko seemed at times against an opponent who really wasn't doing much offensively, not that many heavyweights throughout history, the division, hardly losing a round, and that's what Klitschko continues to do here.
He invites pressure, but doesn't try to counter. One of the rare times that he opened up. Dominating this fight, he's not busy enough. I don't know what he's talking to Kenny Bayless about. Klitschko saying, look at my right hand. Fans are getting a kick out of it, but
what it means is the Klitschko brothers have no competition right now. You know, most of the guys that fight him are just in shape to go 5 rounds, beat them. To Germany trying to beat them.
Good combination by Klitschko there.
Around the time that you mentioned, Bob, maybe the 5th or 6th round, that
be able to do something special. 1 minute to go.
It also shows you Klitschko's take criticism at times for the way they win, and especially Vitaly, how he looks doing it, but pressure fighter, volume puncher, slick boxer, European fighters, American fighters.
And to Klitschko's credit, his hands moving.
Like Max said, there's not really too many good heavyweights around right now, especially coming from the American side.
Yeah, I mean, who? Finally, Kevin Johnson lets his hands go. Much too little and much too late. Klitschko getting right in his chest. Oh, now he's going after Vladimir. Bad move, Johnson.
All to the winner by unanimous decision, and still WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Dr. Iron Fist, Vitaly Klychko.